Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. If you're new here, please subscribe. I'd really love that. If you're returning, how are you today? Before we get started, if you haven't signed up for our newsletter yet, please do so. All the information you're going to need is in the description box below, along with my email address, Trish's email address, so you can get a hold of us at any time, okay? Even if you just need to talk or rant or whatever, okay? Plus, if you haven't signed up for the newsletter, like I said, please do so, okay? Plus, if you want to add anything for March's newsletter, because February's newsletter just went out, and we need some really cool stuff for March's newsletter. So if you want to, highlight a veteran or a first responder, your pet, some recipes, some really cool links or videos or anything, pictures, whatever, email me, and I will make sure that they get in March's newsletter, okay? So, I want to thank a few people, okay? You sent me the most amazing smelling coffee. This is a medium roast. It's by Life Boost. It's from Central America, non-GMO, pure, low acid. And I got 3 bags of whole bean. And when I went to the post office to get it, I mean, they gave me the box and they said, someone sent you coffee because you could smell it. It's that aromatic. It's that beautiful. It's just amazing. And then pineapple. I love pineapple. Pineapple is really, really good, especially if you're mucusy. Pineapple, I don't know if you know this, but pineapple and pineapple juice breaks down mucus faster than any medication out there. Yeah. So I love pineapple, and I also love candied ginger. Candied ginger, I love to keep in my pantry because it helps with nausea. So I always keep that in my pantry. Sean, he eats it like it's candy. I'm like, no, would you please stop? I don't use it for baking. I use it for, for when any of us are sick or whatever the case may be. So then I got some of these beautiful, beautiful cards in the mail. Thank you so, so much. I love getting cards. It's so personable and wonderful, and I just thank you. And this subscriber, she said her emails, when she sends me emails, they keep getting kicked back to her. I don't know why, hon. I really don't. The butterfly email is really my main email. That's the only one that I got. But now that I have your email, I will be sure to send you an email, okay? But I want to thank you so much. It's such a beautiful card. And then this card was sent to me, and free glitter farts enclosed. Thank you. She wishes she could put real farts in the card. Well, thank you. She said, or not. You're a wise ass. I love you. So in this card, she put in some notes that she wanted me to share with you. So, before I do this, grab your coffee, huh? Because you're going to need it. Banana bread flavored coffee. Can you get any better? No, you can't. So she sent this to me and she said, please stress this to all. Get 30 days supply now, bare minimum. Yeah, bare minimum. But what I feel, 30-day supply in each aspect of your pantries, what baking, snacks, non-perishables, meats, your coffee, your if you drink soda, your water, if you take vitamins, your OTCs, okay, your prescriptions. Obviously, your prescriptions, you should be getting 90 days at least, but, every aspect of your pantries, your pets, okay, your cleaning supplies, your laundry supplies, okay, like in my house, okay, I have different pantries, right? I don't have just one pantry. I've got the snack pantry. I've got the non-perishable pantry. I've got my freezer pantry. I've got my OTC pantry, my vitamin pantry. And I know you're probably like, stop it, stop it, stop it. You're confusing me. No, it's how I organize. Okay. And everybody organizes their pantries differently, right? But 30-day supply in each aspect of your pantries. Okay. So then she goes on to say, please keep up all the most excellent work. You are truly appreciated. Well, thank you, sweetheart. I appreciate you. So then she said, miscellaneous stuff, pet foods, not expensive 30 days worth. Yeah. You can survive on pancake mixes, make with water, and powdered sugar to make syrups. 1 minute oats, like the quick oats with brown sugar, minute rices with salt and water, Crisco butter shortening. Yeah, that's a great little short list to add 30 days worth, which would be a cheap 30 days worth. Okay, you can live off of pancakes and minute rice and you know, things like that. It's cheap and it's filling. Okay, and that's what her point is. That's what she's trying to get across here in these little memos here that she sent. Okay, so thank you, sweetheart. I love when I get these types of things in the mail, you guys. I hold them so close to my heart. And you know, I have kept every single card and letter that I have ever been sent. I will never, ever dispose of them. Never. So let's move on. Okay, let's get into the dirt, shall we? So this information was sent to me, okay, and in the subject line, it said garden inflation. Oh, Lord, you know, you're sending this to a gardener. Okay, so what's going on? What happened that I don't know about? She said, I just got back from the store and was quite shocked. Yeah, you know, when we all come back from the store, we're all like, what just happened? What happened? You know, she said, well, given the times we live in, not really shocked, just super annoyed. Yeah. You know, you're walking into a store and you're like, personal space. You know, it's terrible, especially now that we have employees watching us and following us around and cashiers going, what are you doing? What are you doing? Why are you buying that? How much do you have? Can't you put some of that back? No, get away from me. You know? Don't you realize I have a family? You know, it's not just me, you know. I have a Marine that lives in my house and he eats for $3. Get away from me. You know, but so I'll go on. So she said, I thought that I would pick up a bag of potting soil as the growing season is right around the corner. Yeah, I'm going to start doing my thing out in my garden starting next month. I'm already starting to price the citrus trees and the fruit trees and stuff like that I'm going to start growing. And plus, Andrew and I were talking yesterday at his new house. He wants to start a garden and plant some fruit trees in the backyard. So he already bought a blueberry plant. He's so damn cute, my kid. Love him, just want to squeeze him. So he says, so she said, stop in at the local hardware store, right? And was prepared to buy a bag of Miracle Grow potting soil for the normal price, $12.99, right? Yeah, that's what I pay too. It's like the big bag, it's $12.99. You're good to go. You can plant a heck of a lot with that, right? As long as you keep your native soil mixed in with that and then add some compost or fertilizer or whatever, you can spread that out. So then she says, what I found was that the same bag of dirt selling $12.99 a few months ago is now $16.99. Should we all be scratching our heads or just going, what else is new? She said, I'm sorry, but that price increase isn't just inflation in my opinion, it's price gouging. Yeah. We're going to see price gouging almost like it's hurricane season 24/7, 365. You know, needless to say, I turned around and walked away. And then I checked the price for that same product at Walmart and found the product to be selling for $14 a bag. It's not that bad. It's $1 more. Lower price, but still very much higher than last year. Best advice for folks is to check YouTube and look for methods of soil rejuvenation and start composting if you haven't already. Yeah. Composting is not that hard, especially if you're going to be using table scraps, but not table scraps like you think. Produce scraps, right? Eggshells. Use coffee beans, use coffee grounds, stuff like that. That's what I do. So thank you. This was amazing. I love this email. So now onto this. I want to finish this from what was sent to me a few days ago. Okay. And this has to do with Grandma's Kitchen, okay, the wisdom tips. Okay, there's not that much left. And it's where I left off was, darn it, where is it? Okay, the world's greatest pancakes. Here's the secret. There is a number of tricks that chefs use to prepare the best pancake batter. Really? The first is to use club soda in place of whatever liquid the recipe calls for to increase the amount of air in the pancake and make it fluffier. No kidding. I didn't know that. The second is not to overmix the batter, otherwise it will cause the gluten to overdevelop and resulting in a tougher pancake. Overmixing can also force out more of the trapped carbon dioxide that assists in the leavening. And most people tend to mix the batter until all the small lumps of flour are dissolved, and this is overkill. Instead, stop mixing before this occurs and place that batter in a refrigerator, slowing the development of the gluten and the activity level of baking powder and yeast. And third, adding sugar to your recipes causes caramelization and produces a golden brown outside. And the more the sugar, the more the caramelization will take place and the browner the pancake will be. Okay, so this one is called I Wonder Where the Yellow Went. And it says, when flour is processed, it still tends to retain a yellowish tint, which is not very appealing. And the yellow tint is caused by a chemical group called xanthophylus, XANTHOPHYLLS, and which remains in the flour, and bleaching is needed to remove the yellow tint. However, when this is done, it destroys the vitamin E in the flour, and the yellow color is left in pasta, which is why seminola, and that's SEMINOLA, is never white. And the bleaching is done by using chlorine dioxide gas. And however, highly qualified flours are naturally aged through allowing air to bleach them. That's interesting. So the next one is the hot griddle bouncing water test. Pancakes should be cooked on a griddle that is approximately 325 degrees, or 162.8 centigrade. Sorry, brain fart, or should I say mom brain, for the best results. To be sure of having the proper temperature, just dribble a drop or two of cold water on the hot griddle, and the water should bounce around on the top of the griddle close to the spot you dropped it because of steam being generated and gravity forcing the water back down on the griddle. If the griddle is too hot, the water drops will be propelled off the griddle, and that usually occurs at 425. Will bread rise in the microwave? What? It is possible for bread to rise in a microwave oven in approximately a third of the time it would take with normal methods. The only problem is that it may affect the flavor somewhat because of the slower it rises. The more time there is to develop the flavor and have it permeate the dough. If you do decide to use this method, your microwave needs to be 10% power setting. If you try to use any higher temperature, the dough will turn into a half-baked glob. To rise dough for one standard loaf, place half a cup of hot water in the back corner of the oven. Place the dough in a microwavable bowl that is well greased and covered with plastic wrap. Then cover the plastic wrap with a damp towel. When the power level is set at 10%, cook the dough for 6 minutes, then allow it to rest for 4 to 5 minutes. Repeat the procedure if the dough has not doubled in size. Wow. Okay. I never knew that. I don't even know if I would even try that. So on to the next one. What is arrowroot? Okay, arrowroot is derived from the rootstock of a South American tuber, which is finely powdered and used as a thickener. Its thickener powder is about 1 to 2 times that of all-purpose flour, and like cornstarch, should be mixed with adequate cold water to produce a paste before adding it to a hot mixture. One of the best features about arrowroot is that it will not impart a chalky taste if it is overcooked. Best not to overstir a mixture that contains arrowroot, or it will revert and become thin again. If the recipe calls for arrowroot and you don't have any, just use 2 1/4 teaspoons of cornstarch or 1 1/2 tablespoons of all-purpose flour in place of the 1 tablespoon of arrowroot. Okay, very good. All right, so now I'm going to move on. We were talking yesterday about the golden harvest lids, and this subscriber says, no, no, no. She said, I just had to feed the dog chicken that didn't seal. I won't waste my money again. 3 of the 7 lids had small crimps that I didn't catch. I found more like it in the boxes. I'll use them for dry goods. Yeah, a lot of you said yesterday in the comments section that you really didn't feel that they were good for pressure canning, but for dry canning, yeah, it's fine. This was sent to me. The subscriber said, I'm sending you this as a suggestion for handling situations where a checkout clerk questions all the items that we are purchasing. Okay. It has never happened to me, but if it did, and I felt that they were being intrusive, which, yeah, I feel that they are. I really do. I really feel that they are being intrusive here. He said, here is what I would do. I would thank them for pointing out that I had more than I needed, and I would go on to say that I actually didn't need anything that I was purchasing. I would then abandon the entire order on the checkout counter and leave the store. This would cause an inconvenience for the store, as they would have to restock all of those items, not to mention clogging up the checkout line until those items were removed. This may constitute a waste of time on our part, as we would have to go somewhere else to make that purchase. But it is a form of peaceful protest that I believe would put an end to this practice of purchase shaming by stores. Please share my suggestion with the community. Well, thanks, honey. You know, yeah, it's becoming all too common now that this is happening to us. Why are you questioning? It is none of your business on why we are purchasing what we are purchasing. It's really not. I mean, and then this was sent to me. She said, I did some pondering on a solution. Okay, so this is another one of you, another subscriber that is coming to me and saying, with this. So she said, I did some pondering on a situation to thwart the ever-increasing problem of store employee questioning of shoppers or following them in the store while the shopper is taking photos of the empty shelves. As I was racking my brain, aha, light bulb. We are all familiar with the shopping services for home delivery, Instacart being one of the prominent ones. Instacart gives their shoppers a lanyard to wear while on duty and filling shopping order batches. Likewise, Instacart shoppers are required to snap photos. No. Of each item's barcode to take a photo of the substitute if the requested item isn't available. I see where you're going, I think. Something we all can do if we're planning to do some heavy duty shopping would be to identify ourselves as professional shoppers. This is brilliant. Using a fictitious business name. It's time for us to get crafty. T-shirts, ball caps, lanyards with the plastic shopper IDs. NOYB, shopping and delivery service, is what I'm putting on mine. Of course, the acronym stands for none of your business. A nice embroidered ball cap, an embroidered golf shirt, gotta look somewhat sarcastic yet professional, as well as a printed inserted ID with those very words, which can be easily made in an art program or MS Word document and then printed out, cut to size, and inserted into the plastic ID holder attached to the lanyard. A person can get as ambitious or creative as they would like to be while shopping. Less suspicion will be aroused if the cart is too full for theirs or other shoppers liking or snapping photos of products or empty shelves. Oh my gosh. And then she says, and with you, dear lady, a great shirt, ball cap, and lanyard could read AWMMWA shopper. What does that stand for? Awesome working marine mom with attitude, shopping services. So you all know to go into the description box, okay, to find links, okay, for current events, a list of things that I have bought recently for my preps, okay, along with links so you can find them, as well as links to small businesses that are owned by people in our community, okay? So I just wanted to let you know that there are some very important links, okay, in the description box. Then this email was sent to me, and she says, I am just paranoid, but I just had an odd experience at my local Aldi in Western Pennsylvania. Another lady parked next to me, and we walked in together. I grabbed a cart, and she did not. We went up and down several aisles together. I jokingly asked her if she was following me. She said that she had only stopped in for a few items, but after seeing the shortages on most items, she decided to grab some extras. She asked me if I had seen any empty boxes laying around, as they usually are, and I pointed to the rack, but it was only filled with very small boxes, no large produce boxes like they typically have. As we went back to the dairy section, we saw an employee carrying a stack of larger boxes to the back. The woman flagged him down as he was going into the stock room and asked if she could have one. To our surprise, he said no. I'm sorry, but we aren't allowed to leave the large boxes out anymore. She asked him why, and he said he was told by his manager that they need to be removed from the floor and put into storage room, but he wasn't sure why. We looked at each other, and before I could say anything, the woman said, "Do you think they are trying to keep people from buying large amounts of food?" Bingo. I offered for her to put her extra items in my cart, and we went to the checkout. I didn't think much else about it until we went out to load our cars and saw another employee taking the large boxes out of the side door and throwing them into the dumpster. I'm curious if anyone else is seeing missing large boxes at their Aldi's. Makes me wonder what the heck is going on. Huh. I haven't been to Aldi in quite some time, so I don't know. Huh. And then this subscriber, she said she wanted to let us know that soybeans hit a limit up last night. Big C is getting their pantry set before they go to their cousin's house in Taiwan. Stock up now, please. Thank you, sweetheart. Oh, God. All right. Before I go, one of my subscribers had sent these pictures, and she said lots of people have these cubbies in their house. We purchased these as behind the couch table for $99, including the bins. I used to have off-season decorations in the bins. Now the off-season decor is in the unair-conditioned garage, and the bins hold preps. Oh, this is, wow. Talk about brilliance. All right. You know, they can't build a wall right at the southern border, but there's multiple walls around the Capitol building and the White House now. And here are some pictures of what this subscriber was talking about. Here you go. Okay, you know, down in Tampa, at the grocery store, it's called Smart Shopper. Okay, one of my subscribers, she works there, and she said she wanted to give us a heads up. They've got pasta in, and the 5-pound bags of flour for 50 cents. They also got dry beans and pasta sauce, and the seasoning that came in is starting to move. Stay beautiful and stay blessed, and keep your head on a swivel. Thank you, sweetheart. I wish I could get down there. Darn it, but Sean's at work. And then this, before I go, I want to read this to you. She said, for some reason, she's unable to comment on my videos, so she's sending me this in an email. She said, Walmart in Westchester, Ohio, middle class suburb of north of Cincinnati, okay? No pasta, no soda or oyster crackers, no Ghirardelli brownie mix, no low to no cream cheese, no Bayes English muffins, no breakfast burritos, frozen foods hit or miss, entire aisle down the store of butter, eggs, cheese, meats, etc., 30% stocked. Very few tubs of toothpaste, all brands and varieties, no boxes of sugar-free Jell-O or pudding, no powdered sugar. Kroger has a huge market share here. Their prices are through the roof and rising frequently. Yeah, they are. I noticed that. I went to go put in an order that I normally do, and that same order that I put in 2 months ago, that was $145, is like $300 now. Yeah, so I'll go on. So she says, we do have Aldi's and Meijer, very low stock on everything, several fresh market stores only by specials, so expensive, and 2 Trader Joe's, one 20 minutes away and the other one about 35 minutes away. Sam's is still stocked well. I hear Costco is too. Stocked up on the family for shoes, boots, socks, underwear, sheets, etc. last year, because I knew that they were going to get more expensive. Yeah, I did the same thing. Well stocked up at home on most things, but hard to continue to stock when things aren't available. Yeah, we're all running into this. It sucks. Thankfully, I don't have to buy a lot of processed or frozen foods because I like to cook. Yeah. This was hilarious about no mask, no underwear too. God help the person who would comment on what or how much of anything I'm buying. Do you want cash or not? Olive Garden, never. Banking system, gotcha and already done. Best to buy and pay in cash when we can. Your bank doesn't need to know where you're buying and where. Interesting about the immigrant who got the message from his home country about what's about to happen next week or so. Yeah. So she said she just found our channel. Well, thank you, sweetheart. I'm so happy you're here. Well, all right, guys. I love you. I will see you in the next one. You stay safe. You stay positive. You keep prepping. And as always, fear less.